Hey guys, MTU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Star Wars The Black Series from Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Here we have the Droideka Destroyer Droid. And as you can see here, we get some awesome artwork. And on the back, you can see that there in the bio reads, complete with twin blasters on their arms, Droideka are destroyer droids designed with one goal in mind, annihilation. A Droideka can completely envelop itself in a globe of protective energy via its compact deflector shield generators. Pretty interesting. This is the fourth figure in the Star Wars The Phantom Menace line. I don't have any of those others, but I couldn't pass up an awesome looking droid figure. So shout out and thank you to Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the video description below. This guy is in stock. However, at the time of this recording, there was only one standard condition in stock, 4 of the mint condition in stock, and then several of the substandard, which could save you like $1.75. So link in the video description below to pick up your Destroyer Droid from Big Bad Toy Store. And while there, check out all your other action figure needs. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it and check out this awesome looking droid. I would also just like to point out, how much thicker this packaging is compared to the standard Star Wars Black Series packaging. Width-wise, obviously a little bit wider, but like the front portion is the same. But yeah, super wide in comparison, as you can see there. So pretty cool. Okay, so I have the Destroyer Droid out of the package, and holy moly, the engineering on this figure is absolutely insane. There's so many moving parts to this thing. It's kind of crazy and a little bit intimidating, but it's also 100% amazing at the same time. I wish I still had one. I did long time ago, the battle droids, the Roger battle droids. They came in, there was like a 2-pack with the other droids, and then I want to say there's a troop pack. But anyway, battle droids, you can still, get your hands on some Black Series battle droids. But that figure was amazing. Like, it crouched down, into like the factory pose, and everything like that. So it was pretty crazy what they could do with some of these droids. But this thing is just crazy. I will say it is severely lacking in paint. Like, there's almost no paint on this. And I mean, when I say that, I mean extremely little paint. Like, there's a little bit of silver on the paint here on like the feet, and the eyes, like the camera lens eyes right here, there's a little bit of silver on these two, and then red dots right on each one. And that's essentially it for the paint. I mean, I guess, this burgundy color there could be some of the paint, but that's like molded plastic in other areas. So there's very, very little paint. It's just kind of flat gray. So it's, unfortunate. I think some additional coloring would have been nice, but like the movement on this thing is kind of crazy. Like, I have to play around with this just to fully understand all like the moving parts that this thing has, because it just moves. There's so many pieces that move around and everything, and you have to like position the feet certain way for it to balance. Otherwise, it'll look like it's leaning too much one way and everything, as you can see there. It's crazy. Just absolutely crazy. Like, I love it, and then I'm scared at the same time. So I got to play around with it a little bit more to be able to show you guys. But man, what an awesome figure. Like, this right here is probably one of the best droids that Hasbro is going to do in the Black Series line, in my opinion. And again, it's incredible. Okay, so I have it rolled up as much as it can. So I can't get into like a super ball or anything like that. But you know what? That's pretty good given, kind of the design and everything. So there's so many different moving parts. So I'm going to try my best to go over each one of them as best as I can. But as you can see, this is how you do it. And I think that looks pretty awesome. That you can crouch it down in somewhat of a round shape. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously not going to do a full rolls or anything like that, but you can do a whole lot of cool stuff. So I'm pretty impressed by it. Let's move that head back there. Let's get these arm cannon guns to come out a little bit there. I can move that. We can get the legs back out, and then we got that like so. But where? Oh yeah, they're back. There we go. There we go. One thing I will say is this leg seems to be a little bit loose. As you can see, it doesn't want to support the weight And that is unfortunate. So I think people used to do like floor wax on loose joints, and that used to kind of help. So I got it kind of leaned back. So as you can see, hopefully you guys were following along, and hopefully I had that clear on the video so you guys could see. But pretty awesome. All the kind of points that you can move it around. So let's try to go over it the best we can. So each one of these legs, this one, does this move? That one does not move. So this one just has that hinge up and down there. You have the swivel there. So you can hinge down that much. You can hinge back quite a bit too, I guess, if you wanted to do something like that. And then we have a hinge here. It goes up as well and comes back down. So those are the points of articulation. A little bit of silver in there for the hydraulics. So there is some paint there. The same for these front legs, but there is a hinge here so you can move back and forth there. And then you get that one hinges up all the way, down all the way. You also have a swivel in there. And then this one, same hinge as the back leg. This other one, the right leg, is going to be the exact same. So those are the different points of articulation with those. Here on the back has several points. So you can get the back to go really far back, as you can see there, and then you can get, and it's a much stiffer part because it's got to be able to hold the weight. You can crunch that forward again to be able to kind of move it down so much. But you know, when it starts to get harder to kind of click on the hinge, it's because it's got to support the weight. And then here there's also a hinge right here at that back, kind of that head portion there. You can kind of move it around. Mine seems very wobbly and loose, and I don't know if that's by design or if I need to like try and get that, position that better in a different spot. But that's kind of what it's looking like on my end. And then, so here, see, if you look in here, it's got all these different parts. And if you look, like, that moves them. But it's not as easy to, like, move around in there, if that makes sense. So it's kind of crazy in the way these legs are. So there's some awesome things with this figure, but then there are some downfalls, especially when it comes to like these legs and just, you know, being too loose on this one to where it just wants to weight down, whereas the other ones will hold. This other one just doesn't hold nearly as much. So it's a little frustrating because I want to be able to kind of move this portion around, but I can't do it as much. But anyway, this head also, here it's on a ball joint. There you can move that around as much as you want, and then you can pull it out to where you kind of get it a little bit into the ball there. But, you know, just having it out looks a little bit funny, so it's just like when you have it curled up, that's where you're going to kind of want to do that. Let me see. You have these hoses on here too. So this hose goes all the way to the other side as well. So that's kind of cool that they have that connection. You got some hoses here on the back of these arms as well. So you have these blasters. So you have this hydraulic pump that actually really works, as you could see there. So you have the articulation here, and you can move that front and backwards there, and then you have that hydraulic pump articulation, and then it articulates there as well, which is cool. And then you can get it also to go straight on out to the side as well. And then this has a little bit of a butterfly swivel in there also. So you have those points of articulation. It's going to be the same on either side as well, of course. And then these, like, I guess would be hip pieces, can flare out as needed there, as you could see. But I want to try and figure out this whole situation here. I don't know if it's just loose or if I need to click it in better for a spot. So I'm going to try to do that off camera. Okay, so looking at it some more, I think mine is just loose. As you can see, it just doesn't want to hold unless I lean. Oh, no, even if I lean it back, it's not really going to do that. But here, like on this portion, you can see you can move that kind of forward and back there. But either way I do it, that back part seems like it just does not want to hold, and he just droops down. Now, I don't think it looks bad, but I feel like, you know, it's not really supposed to do that. Like, it should hold up. Like, so if it's up like there, and then these guns aren't as close to like the legs, but just unfortunately it just doesn't hold as well. But even with that, I think it does look pretty awesome. But this one is going to be the one that really bothers me the most, and it being loose. So that's something that, you know, super glue or like a floor polish or whatever it is, like a floor wax, might be able to help that so it's not so loose. But, you know, we'll see about that, but still pretty awesome this way. Now, I may not have a whole lot of droids in the Black Series line, but one thing that I do have is the Mandalorian release of R2-D2. So as you can see here, two very wildly different droids, but two awesome Black Series figures. I know this pairing really doesn't make sense, but I don't have any Phantom Menace figures to really show you guys some comparisons. The ones that I actually do have are on the vintage carding, the Power of the Force card. The Phantom Menace 20th anniversary card backs. So I don't have open versions to be able to show you guys. So I had this Darth Vader out here readily available, so you could see, you know, a regular sized Black Series figure next to this Destroyer droid, and you could see the comparison. The Destroyer droid is quite large, obviously not quite as tall as like a regular person character from any of the movies, but the Destroyer droid is quite large by itself. Okay, so that is my review of the Destroyer droid. So it's a little unfortunate, it's got a couple of loose spots, but overall the figure is a whole lot of fun with so many moving parts. It's actually kind of intimidating for a Black Series figure. Those words should not come out of my mouth, and yet with this Destroyer droid, a whole lot going on to it, all kinds of moving pieces. It could bend into itself a little bit. So it's a whole lot of fun. You guys let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of this Destroyer droid? Is it one you're looking to pick up? I highly recommend. Make sure to check out BigBadToyStore.com. Link in the video description below. And again, as of this recording, there was only one left in stock of the regular condition standard, 4 mint condition, and there are a few of the substandard. You should be able to order those just fine. So if you don't mind the packaging, go for the substandard and save yourself, $1.75 off for each one. So, but you guys let me know down in the comments below truly what you guys think of the Destroyer droid. I absolutely love it. I think it's amazing. I just wish mine, slightly better condition. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.